like floating flowers, like thistledown. But don't make any mistake. What you see drifting gently down from the sky is death and destruction. Those parachutes, dropped in batches from big transport planes, carry soldiers and their arms, men of Britain's paratroops. The aeroplane changed war. The parachute changes it again. When men first discovered that a mushroom-shaped bag of silk or fine cotton would carry the weight of a man gently to earth, the invention was designed to save life. Now it carries death to the enemy. This is a dangerous and desperate job, demanding great courage, ingenuity, and ruthless determination. These paratroops you see here, waiting to jump from their plane, have all these qualities. Yet before the war, they were ordinary young men doing ordinary jobs. What made them paratroops? First, rigorous selection for fitness and courage. Second, exhaustive and intensive training. They're so highly trained now that every man knows instinctively every move of the game from the word jump. No job in war demands a higher standard of physical fitness. They exercise continually out of doors until they're as hard and as agile as healthy young men can be. They learn how to fall with the least danger of injury, because when a parachutist lands, he lands with a bump. The instructors used to be boxers and all-in wrestlers. They don't spare the men, and the men don't spare themselves. In the midst of mechanized war, the Spartan virility of the old-time warrior becomes once more a vital factor. Each of these men must be ready for single combat, ready to grapple and kill. In case he should land some distance from his gun, he must be able to fight unarmed. Here's the instructor picking out a victim. Hey, you. There's no gentleness about this, even in training. And when these boys get going against a real enemy, it's going to be rough for the enemy. Now it's the trainee's turn to throw the instructor, and does he like it? If he loses his gun in landing, the parachutist's job is to get one from the enemy. For an unarmed man to tackle an armed one takes plenty of guts. These boys have got guts, and they've learned the trick. When you land in enemy territory, you must be absolutely at your top. It's a tough experience dropping from a plane, but if it makes you sick, you'll never be a parachutist. So test them out, instructors. Try to make them giddy. Try to make them sick. If you can't, they're okay. And now, here on the ground, they learn what it's like to take that first step into nothing, dropping from the pit of a troop-carrying plane onto a map. And now they're ready for the first actual parachute jump from a captive balloon. Each man makes sure that the next man's harness is properly fixed and fastened, ready to operate instantly and efficiently. This may mean life or death. So into the gondola and up they go. This is the day, the hour they've waited for so long. The supreme test, the first jump. They look down. Rather a bad moment, this. The earth is a little too far away and a little too near. But now is the time for every man to prove himself, and for every parachute to prove itself. Will it open? It will, because the packing of every parachute is a precision job done by experts. Every chute will have a man's life depending on it, and no chances are taken. Men of the paratroops watch the parachutes being packed and sometimes help to pack their own. This gives them the same confidence in their equipment that they have in themselves. They say that the infantryman's best friend is his rifle. The parachutist's best friend is certainly that folded segment of fine Egyptian cotton. All right, boys, jump. So Britain builds an army for assault from the air. Every detail planned, every trick tested, every man trained and hardened. The big moment is over. From now on, they know that they are men who can jump from the sky. Men who can wear a symbol that means as much to them as his wings do to a pilot, the badge of the paratroops. British paratroops have served with striking effect on various fronts. He is part of a Libyan contingent, one of Britain's many paratroop divisions scattered about the world. They don't sit around waiting for something to happen. They train continually, learning quick action, quick rallying, quick assembly of arms and equipment. Back to Britain, we see a paratroop maneuver under actual battle conditions. The paratroops march to the waiting planes. The harness is checked. They climb aboard. From now on till they jump, everything depends on the pilot and his crew. These pilots are specially picked for the job. All aboard, contact, and the giant troop-carrying planes take off in quick succession, each with a full load of parachute soldiers and their weapons of war. Paratroop attacks must be surprise attacks. This is their advantage and their importance. They know where they're going to strike and how. The enemy doesn't. The troops sit round the well in the bottom of the plane, ready to go on a light flash. Stand by. Here it goes, and there they go, one after another. Hundreds of men and weapons of war dropping in masses just where they're wanted. The different colored chutes carry the equipment. More and more paratroops jump until the sky is alive with them. Soon they're landing. Here's one in slow motion. But this is the speed at which they really hit the earth. Equipped and ready to go into action in a few seconds, and they certainly mean business. Perhaps you've forgotten now that this is just make-believe, just an exercise in coordination and timing. That's what it is, realistic as it may seem. But in the weeks to come, when you hear that British paratroops are in action over enemy territory, the real thing, wrecking radio stations, smashing military installations, power plants, blowing up bridges, burning oil dumps, then you'll have some idea of what's going on and what our thousands of paratroops are like. Airborne guerrillas, tough, stubborn, fearless, deadly men trained to destroy, killers and wreckers from the sky.